Your employees are your best advocate and your asset when it comes to social media marketing. But the main point is to create a boundaries between social media interactions for business or pleasure. Effective social media policy can decrease the confusion that might bring the risks. In order to develop social media, you need to have the social media policy and know what social media policy you want to achieve. A social media policy should firstly empower employees. By putting the guideline, your employee feels more comfortable about social media interactions. The second is protect your brand. Social media policy tells employees what message and voices they need to use when it comes to the interactions with the customer, which can help to protect your brand image. The third is protects against legal risks. Some industry have a really strict restrictions, so legal restrictions. So you by having a social media policy, you can provide guideline for what employees can say and cannot say. So after knowing the social media policy, how social media policy should be, now it's time to create a social media policy. The first step is provide the overview of social media. Start with writing about social media account and where you are active. So by this, your employees knows that where and how you represent the company and the brand. Second is define responsibility. Define who is responsible for posting in social media, who is responsible for replying to the comments. If you have a social media team, you need to provide their contact information in this section. So the third things you need to say is talk about how employee can participate. You can highlight that employee can talk about a company in their personal account, but they need to do in a responsible manner. Advise them to be transparent. It means they need to be clearly say who they are and where they work when they post about the company. The next is get specific about what people can talk about, and you need to highlight what considers as a confidential information. For example, you can tell them that they can talk about a new product launch in their social media account, but some of the information is confidential. For example, they cannot post anything about the internal communications. If you are active in a strict industry with a strict regulation, you need to refer to the regulations and remind employees what they can say and how it's going to affect their public communications. The other thing, the 6 points, is you also need to discuss how you would like the employees behave in social media. Some common guideline is be polite, be responsible, don't write anything or don't post any negative comments about the customers or competitors. Remind them that social media content never disappear, even when they delete them. The final step is give the guideline to employees what they can do when the conflict came up or when they get a negative comments or negative interactions. by creating and developing a social media policy, your employee, you turning your employees into a real advocate.